Hey, now we're live. That's a little bit embarrassing. I was talking like you guys were all here, and I hadn't queued up the stream. Are we good in Discord? Are we good to go? Can I see some GMs in Discord there? If we are good, if our stream is working properly. Kataro is saying a GM, my man. Hikaza, good evening. Oh, good evening to you guys as well. Deceive, all good. Yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, guys, for joining another one of our global hangouts here. Today, we're going to be diving into Don't Dive, a unique strategy game. So, let me bring on my friend here, Nick. But before we do that, actually, we've got something special. Nick has told me, we were chatting earlier, that they've got a teaser that they have not shared anywhere. So we're going to be doing a world first here, right on stream. You guys want to see this teaser? You guys want to see this teaser? Yeah? You want to see it? I think they want to see it, Nick. Boom, short and sweet. And that's going to be, if you need to see it again, it will be on the Don't Die Twitter. But yeah, world first for us. How nice. How nice. Let me bring Nick on from the Don't Die team. Nick, what is up, my man?
What's going on? Glad to be on the stream with you guys all. Hangout
Yes.
globally. I love it.
Yeah, a little bit embarrassing introing the whole stream and then realizing that we weren't live.
It's all good. I've done the same thing before.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. I'm both the host and the stream master trying to make OBS and everything work. So I was trying to make sure the trailer and everything was working right.
Oh, the trailer looked awesome. I hope you guys like that trailer.
Short.
We've been teasing it for a while.
Have you? Yeah, you were telling me that you're hyping up your community. So hopefully they were in stream and they could check it out. But you've also posted it on Twitter now. So the wait is over.
So the cool thing about this is just the teaser. The full trailer is coming very soon.
What's very soon? 24 hours?
Not that soon, but it'll probably be let's say, I'll just give it a date. We're gonna debut it on the 16th.
There you go, guys. You want to see the full trailer? Check it out on the 16th. But that being said, Nick, people can already jump in, right? They can already test out the game and play. So if they don't want to,
the game is totally live. You can go to play.don'tdie.gg. It's super simple, no download required. It's just on browser and it's best on mobile.
Yeah, 100%. We were talking a little bit just earlier there that if you're playing on web browser, you will have to zoom in. And let me just drop this link here so people have it. Yeah, make it real easy. Play at that don'tdie.gg. If you want to hop in, you can play there. We will be showcasing some gameplay today, and Nick's going to be giving us some tips. So stay tuned to that. It will give you an edge for all the quests that we got going on, and hopefully you guys can make the leaderboards. I know some players here are ridiculously good, and they are leaderboard hungry. So we'll save that for a little bit later. But Nick, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got involved with the Don't Die team, and we will go from there.
Yeah, sure. Hey, everybody. Glad to meet you guys. My name is Nick Metzler. I've been a game designer since I was literally 4 years old. And this is basically the only thing I've done with my life. But I've designed games in every medium known to man. I've done board games, I've done card games, reality show challenges, escape rooms, murder mysteries, theme park ride gamification. And about 4.5 years ago, I got into crypto gaming right when the Axie boom was happening. And I put a game on chain on Ethereum mainnet, leveraged that success to jump into Framework Ventures, where I was their in-house tokenomics and governance designer. And I worked with a lot of the upcoming Web3 games to figure out what their token value accrual models were. And so I saw a lot of the things firsthand with all of the entire gaming boom. I started my own company called Win-Win, which is a gaming tokenomics firm. And I was helping a lot of those founders understand how to integrate Web3 business models into their games. Probably our biggest client was Eve Frontier. I wrote the white paper for Eve Frontier, actually. So there was, we worked with a lot of really big teams. But one of the constant things that I regularly saw was a real difficulty of trying to figure out how to integrate a token into the game. And I said, you know what? I think there's another way. I think there's a way to have stablecoins as the main revenue and payment method and use NFTs as entries into the game. And I thought about it kind of like a new arcade. So in the old arcade, you would put tokens into the machine, and then you would get the high score, and then you would leave, and that's the end of it. But in this new arcade, you can put tokens into the machine, and then the machine can spit tokens out back at you. But I didn't want a speculative token on there. I wanted USDC because I wanted to make sure that everybody had an understanding that this would be a stable value. You had certainty around that. And it doesn't mean that we're not going to do a token in the future, but we wanted to start with USDC. And so Don't Die is a game that is essentially gamified risk. It's the idea that you can play this game and there's trade-offs on every single thing. It's a roguelike played with dice. And in it, you roll the dice and you're trying to beat monsters. But after you beat the monster, you can upgrade your dice and add a new face to it. So you start with 4-sided dice, you get a new side, and then it becomes a 5-sided die. So you increase your power, but you decrease your consistency and luck. That's really the crux of the game. It's this balance between consistency and luck.
So a little bit of strategy, a little bit of luck, but a lot of risk in between. I love it. I love it. So let's just go over a few things because you jumped right into the gameplay, like the strategy side, which is great. No. We love it when people are excited about their game. If somebody from the team comes on and they're not hyped up, we usually get a little bit worried. But I just want to go over because like eFrontier is really good friends with us. We've had them on the game show here quite a few times, the global hangouts, and they're great guys. So to hear that you created their white paper is pretty astonishing.
Look, to be honest, it is their vision. It was their direction. I just helped them compile their 70 odd pages of documents and put it into something that was comprehensible and understandable for a lot of people. Yeah.
So you're
honestly, the credit goes to them. It's all their ideas.
So you do a lot of tokenomics stuff, but you also like your passion is for game design, I would say. And
absolutely,
the tokenomics is exciting, but at the end of the day, you're a game designer first.
I am a game designer first, but I'm also a businessman. And I went to school for business, and I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. And so tokenomics to me is just a blend of business incentives as well as game design at the same time. And I thought it was really, really interesting, especially when you apply it to potentially societal ecosystems. And I see that's kind of where tokenomics is going. It's a really fascinating subject. So yeah, happy to go into it more, but I feel like we should. I'll go off on a tangent, I swear.
Well, no, that's totally okay. We've got lots of time, right? And it is a little nice shift to kind of hear from somebody that's really ingrained in tokenomics, right? We usually have game developers come on and they talk a lot about gameplay mechanics and stuff like that. But tokenomics within the industry is so important, right? Like you can have a really good game. We've seen a lot of really good games, but tokenization and economics wise has been really poorly implemented. And unfortunately, in like a crypto game, once you start layering that in there, you have to do both. You have to have good gameplay and you have to have good economics. And if you don't have both of those working together symbiotically, it's really to detriment. So I'd kind of love to hear from you, somebody that's worked with so many different games on tokenomics. We know eFrontier is doing really well, all things considered, and maybe you have a really good play in that because you're, I guess, advising to a degree on how they should be implementing these things. So what do you think about that, the whole idea of these tokenized economies? You said you were around during the play, like the Axie play to earn era, which has kind of shifted and changed quite a bit, right? We don't necessarily call it play to earn anymore. What do you think about all that? What did you think about the Axie play to earn? What do you think about it now and what it's evolving into?
Yeah, Axie was really a trendsetter in the industry. And I really respect Axie for the work that they did on that front. And honestly, everything that Axie did made logical sense, especially at the time, which was, okay, if we want to put a game on chain, we should take everything that currently exists in video games and put it on chain and see what happens, because logically, it kind of makes sense. So they took a premium currency, they put it on chain. They took a soft currency, they put it on chain. They took game assets, they put it on chain. And one of the things that really, really worked was the idea that if these are financial assets and people would jump into them and had the opportunity to sell them in the future, then theoretically they might value at a higher price. And so that mentality, that actually worked really, really well. The tough part with it was the oversupply problem. And when you get oversupply on a priced good, it usually falls to the rate of the lowest value, the lowest person that's willing to sell. And so that's the floor price, right? And when you increase the supply without increasing the demand, naturally you get a crash. And I'm not going to go through the history of Web3 game design here because you guys lived it. You guys all know it. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people in Web3 gaming, especially VCs and especially traders and people that were driven heavily by data, looked at the data and saw the numbers that Axie was putting up and thought, hey, you know what? This is the right model because they're putting up huge revenue. And unfortunately, that actually caused a lot of people to repeat the same mistakes over and over and over again. The reality is, for a token to accrue value, there needs to be more buyers than sellers, like, period. And I know that's not rocket science here. The tricky bit is it's really difficult when you're giving away a ton of tokens to potentially your insiders or potentially to an airdrop before the game is even making revenue. And for a DeFi protocol, it makes sense because you're trying to jumpstart the cold start problem, get over the liquidity mining, and then kind of peter those rewards out. The tricky bit with games, though, is the vast majority of players, they don't pay because that's the way the free-to-play has worked for ages. It's an entire history. Only about 1% of players end up paying, whereas a DeFi protocol, the whole idea behind it is you're paying on every transaction because you're trying to make more money. So there was a really big disconnect with the business models between DeFi protocols as well as games. And I think that disconnect actually was a big contributor to the missed expectations that VCs might have had around this entire space. Also, one of the big drivers for VCs investing in the space was the idea of how can we bring more people on chain? And this time frame here is more like 2022. How can we bring more people on chain? What is the most likely user to experience trading things digitally and want to do that? And frankly, the answer was correct. It was games. And it was kind of a match made in heaven because the gaming industry was really looking for another type of business model. Unfortunately, the match that everybody wanted, it didn't work because there were some fundamental issues, fundamental flaws with how the game economies were being designed. And you can have a sustainable game, but not have a sustainable token. And they're very different. And unfortunately, the token becomes the albatross that's hanging around most games' necks. And if they can't get above zero, if they're going down or flatlining, it's really difficult to bring that back up. And when anybody sees a token that's flatlining, they think the game is dead, even if the game is amazing. And so we have this really weird Faustian bargain where if you launch a token before the game is really producing a ton of revenue, then is the token really backed by anything? And that's a difficult question to ask. And so I'm much more a proponent of making sure that the game is, revenue generative, revenue positive, and has an exciting, expectative group around it before doing anything like a token. And once you do a token, treat it like almost like a gravity well for all of the speculation in the ecosystem. And I think that's a really apt metaphor for it because it's the most fungible and liquid asset that can represent the ecosystem as a whole. And to me, that's really important because it shows you generally, the perception, the capital attention of that ecosystem. And yeah, you can say that additional revenue from the game is going towards, potentially buybacks. I think buybacks are a little bit shaky because it takes so much money to actually move the token price. So I wouldn't personally recommend it. Burns are a little bit funky too. I wrote a whole article about this because let's talk about burns for half a second here. All right, so you're going to say we're going to burn, we're going to do a buyback and burn, right? So we'll buy back from the market and then we'll burn it. That's great. It makes sense, logical sense, that you are converting the buy pressure into total locked value, right? That makes sense. However, the thing is, the team or the treasury usually has tokens in reserve. So if you're going to do a buyback, what you're doing is you're buying back the tokens, you're adding them to the treasury, and then you're burning them. So it is the exact same effect as just burning from off the top. So essentially, you're not converting into locked value, you're just burning tokens that were already in the treasury. And so you're reducing the team's ability to sell or the treasury's ability to sell. So it doesn't actually impact the token price other than the buys. So if buybacks don't actually move the token price that much, burns fundamentally don't move the token price at all. So it's a little bit funky on that front. What actually does usually move the token price is honestly hype and attention. So if you can get more expectations of future growth with it, that's the thing that actually moves the token price the most. And so I would say a better use of capital than buybacks is to actually fund growth, to build more use cases for the game or the experience, or to spend it on marketing to get more people playing the game. And I know that's a bit of a spicy take, but that is currently what's going on.
Well, it makes total sense, right? Like again, the more people you can have in the game, enjoying the game, and means more possible revenue, which means more possible eyes on the token, which means hopefully token goes up, right? If it's a good game. So no, it makes total sense.
Yeah, and if you're going to have a token, you want to make sure that you're giving some type of benefit to the token holders. And frankly, most token holders are financially motivated. So if you're going to give some type of benefit to the token holders, it probably needs to be financial in some nature. And unfortunately, we haven't had really great, clear rules around that in Washington forever. Hopefully, this Clarity Act will start to clear things up and provide a lot of structure to the space. And I think that's sorely needed.
Yeah.
We really need to know guidelines around what is allowed and what's not. Interestingly enough, for DAOs specifically, there will be a provision that revenue can be shared with token holders as long as the token is sufficiently decentralized. And that can happen over time. So I think that's a really positive step in the right direction. And it means that you can actually create self-sustaining ecosystems that grow over time that shares revenue back to the users.
Yeah, we're still waiting a little bit on regulations and stuff. A lot of the world has moved forward quite a bit, quite quick in terms of like since Axie days, right? Like we've got a little bit more regulations, a little bit more clarity. It's still hazy, but we also have a lot more, just off ramps, and everything has definitely become a lot easier than Axie days to try and cash out and figure out what it is. So the
I
industry's
remember the early
moving.
Axie days. I was a player in the early Axie days too. I
Oh, were
loved it.
you?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you ever have
That was
your own
fascinating.
scholarship, or just?
No, I never went that far. But I was fascinated with the concept that this could be the future of work, and that is ultimately what drew me in. And the deeper I went, the more I realized that it may play to earn may not be the future of work, but crypto is definitely the future of value, and digital value, and representation of value, because you could transfer it instantly anywhere around the world for super secure, in a super secure way for a fraction of pennies. And that was just a fascinating, game-changing concept that, I think the revelations of that are still being realized over time.
Were you ever really like, did you ever dive into the scholarship model and how, people in the Philippines were supplementing like full-time jobs by playing Axie? Like, was that because you
It was
went to
incredible.
business
Yeah.
school, right? So you probably learned a lot about just economics in general, and the idea of somebody like playing video games not on a non-esports level being able to pay for like their family was pretty crazy. It must have blew your mind.
It was really inspiring, honestly, and I loved that it existed. The unfortunate reality of it, though, is it really was driven by a speculative hype, and it was almost entirely because of the fact that it was the only thing in town at the time, and it
Yep.
coincided with a global pandemic where everybody was looking for something to do digitally, and this was a first of its kind type of thing. And so, as a result, because it was the only thing out there, it drove a lot of attention really, really quickly, and it caused that huge spike in interest. So I think it was a fascinating phenomenon, and I don't think something like this can be immediately replicated anytime soon. But it was groundbreaking what Axie did.
It was almost a perfect storm between time, not only in the market but in the world as a whole, right?
Yeah. And honestly, I'm so happy that so many families were positively impacted by it in the Philippines. COVID was a really, really hard time for a lot of people. And knowing that something like Axie was able to bring security to a lot of people is really heartwarming.
For sure. Now, I want to circle back here because you talked a little bit, you teased, you kind of leaked a little bit when you were talking about tokens for Don't Die. So right now you're using USDC, which is awesome because it makes it really easy for people to understand. But you did say that there is a possibility of a token in the future.
Maybe.
Maybe. So people playing now might be in for a little excitement if they really put
Look,
their time in.
the benefit of blockchain is that everything is tracked. So we know from the jump, who our earliest players were. We know what they did and what they contributed. We'll even know 3 years in the future, what some of our daily leaderboards were like, in our early playtests or in this preseason right now. So we're tracking everything. We're keeping everything. We know what our future plans are. So I would say it's a whole lot of speculation right now, and we definitely do not have a specific timeline on that. We don't necessarily even know if we're going to launch one, but if we do decide to launch one, it will be because the game has achieved enough momentum, notoriety, and honestly speculative attention that it justifies launching one.
Excellent. So all you guys that are placing in the leaderboards, I see Newbie here. He's 79 right now on the leaderboard. Good for you, Newbie.
Ooh, way to
So
go! You
he's
got to pump that up.
he's going. He was showing us. He's saying he's going for the 14th spot is what he's aiming for.
Excellent.
He's aiming for.
I think that's probably 100K, right? 14.
I think
like
so.
that?
I think so. Is that 100K, Newbie? I see he's
Honestly,
chilling in there.
Today has been a really competitive day. 100K usually gets you into the top 10, but today some of the players have been really pulling out all the stops. It's interesting that the competition is definitely heating up.
Yeah, I think 14's at 110 right now, and he's at
Oh,
41,000.
110?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. That's tough.
So
That's tough.
he's grinding. Newbie is known for grinding leaderboards. So
Excellent.
with that being said, let's shift into some gameplay here, and maybe you can give us some tips, and Newbie specifically some tips on how to, push that leaderboard. So I've got a freshie account here.
Yeah, really quick before you start, if anybody's looking for really like top level expert tips, we've got two really good sources for that. Number one, in our Discord, you can join the strategy chat. There's pinned posts there that really can go deep on different like meta strategy. In addition, I've been streaming live daily on Blaze. So if you want to see full games where I play the game and I talk through the strategy live, that's a really good resource for learning. So if you want to take your strategy to the next level and really hit those 100K plus runs, that's a good spot for it. On this call, though, I'm going to focus a lot more on beginner strategy. So how to jump into the game, how to learn the game, and some things that will definitely tip the odds in your favor.
Excellent. Yeah, Weirdo is saying in X.
Oh, he's so good.
Doesn't Nick have 200K at the moment?
Yeah, I do.
Are you top on the leaderboards there?
Yeah. So I do a themed stream every day, and the theme for this stream was play greedy. So I played as greedy as I could. I took so much risk, and I had the best run of my life. I got a new PR today. I've been playing for obviously months, and I play daily too. And this was my best run of all time, and it was on stream. It was recorded. So yeah, I am currently number one on the leaderboard.
Okay, guys, you gotta dethrone.
Take me down. Hey, down. if you can beat 200K, I will give you the beat Nick role on Discord. That is a super exclusive role. You only get it if you can beat me. We did that during the playtest. I'll open it up again for the near future, but just for today and tomorrow, if you can beat 200K, I'll give you the beat Nick role.
There we go, guys. Should they tag the Don't Die Twitter?
Oh yeah,
absolutely. If they beat you, okay.
I'll retweet it from the Don't Die Twitter. Absolutely.
There you guys go, Newbie. We're putting our faith in you, bud.
Get on
Resident streamer. Okay, so I've got a freshie account here. I've changed the name. to Fallen Corpses. I always do
Nice.
that. So, Nick, should we dive into play to practice? What are we looking at here? Okay, for people that aren't familiar.
Yeah, let's dive right in. There's actually only one option right now, and that's to hit practice because the tournament is currently locked. Once the tournament is open on the 23rd, you can play that one. But the practice is free to play. You can always play it. That way, you can get better at the game. And then obviously the leaderboard is open too, so you can hit the leaderboard if you want to see the leaderboard.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, let's drop that quick. I just want to see some names. So you're dead again.
I am dead again because I'm always dead again.
Somebody is very close to you though, Andy.
Yeah, I don't know who Auntie is. This is a newer player. I've never seen the name before, and it's very impressive. It's hard to beat 100K. So the fact that all these players are already at 100K is really, really impressive.
Well,
Pong Pong is, I know, is YGG.
Yep, and so is Chard. Chard is YGG as well. They're actually good friends if I remember correctly, so they're probably sharing tips.
Pong Pong's great, by the way. He won yesterday's leaderboard, so he was number one.
Yeah. Wow. Is Pong Pong in chat? Let me just flip over quick. I swear I saw him earlier. Oh, yep, there he is. Pong Pong is in here.
He's a great player.
Tuning in. He's trying to get some tips. I see Bootops.
Bootops is great too. He just he won an NFT today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's crazy. See, there's Weirdo. Faya. Shout outs Faya. Look at all these familiar faces.
Weirdo was actually our #1 player for our first playtest. He's consistently been quite good too.
Okay, so he's waiting. He's tuning in too. He's looking to dethrone you. Yeah, shout out to Weirdo.
He's definitely capable of more than 95K. I've seen it.
Okay. Well, let's dive into it itself. So we've got a tutorial. I am gonna. Do you want to walk us through it, or should I just skip this right through? And
no, it's a really good thing to click through.
Okay. Let's see. So we've got our bosses, we've got our baddies, we've got obviously the player itself, and we're going to be diving into the dice portion. So I'm assuming this is the important part, which it is, right? Your rolls are the luck portion of the game itself, the risk reward side. So upgrade your dice after battles to connect crazy combos. When you upgrade your die, hence, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, it gains a new side with a new effect. With each upgrade, your dice becomes less consistent. So as you upgrade it, it gets more risky. Strategy there.
Because you're, for example, your 6-sided die, when you add a face to it, it becomes a 7-sided die. So you have less chance of rolling any given side because there's 7 sides now, right?
Oh, okay. And eventually, is there a limit to how many sides your dice can get? Does it go to a D20? 12. Okay. Well, let's dive into it. I'm trying to. So will I place on the leaderboard while playing practice right now?
Yes, you will. So practice is the only mode that's open. So as long as you play practice, you will automatically get placed onto the leaderboard. And if you play 1 time per day, then you are able to earn prizes. So we reward the #1 player on the leaderboard every single day, as well as 20 random players. And if I win on the leaderboard, then I'm going to do something unique. I haven't told anybody I'm doing this yet, but I'm going to have the top 5 players all win if I'm in the lead.
Oh, I was just going to ask how that goes because I've had that before too. You can't have the team on the top there.
No, of course not. Absolutely not.
Well, there we go. Okay, let's flip it back. So I see 2 enemies here. I'm obviously going to press fight because there's nothing else to do at the beginning. I gain some honor. I'm attacking all. I'm blocking, and I'm blocking.
There you go.
So
the way that these dice work, it's an auto battler. So you don't actually do anything in the battle. The strategy of the game happens after the battles. And so really the more you play this game, the more you realize that it's not necessarily the battle that matters. It's what comes after it and how you adjust to the battles over the course of the game.
Okay. So it's the in between the fights, that's where all the strategy comes in here. So I'm seeing a breakdown. I've earned 1,500 points. Road to 100,000 is there. I didn't lose any life, which is great. I got some gold, and now I have what are rewinds?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Most players that are just starting don't actually notice this, but it's a central part of the game. These are known as time crystals. And so it's a limited resource that you have. And if you feel like the luck did not go in your favor, you can rewind a battle and play it again with different luck. So really the game is about understanding if your battle went your way or if it could have gone a lot better. And if you feel like you lost a lot of health, it might make sense to rewind, play it again, and you might be able to exit with a lot more points or a lot more health.
Okay, so it's kind of a if you for whatever reason have just the worst luck of your life in the last battle, it's an
Which will happen.
opportunity to fix it.
Yep, exactly.
So these are going to be crucial because I'm assuming running to 100,000, the odds of getting a really poopy roll has got to be pretty up there.
Oh, yeah, it's a long game, so you will have bad battles. There is no question about it. The real question is, how do you deal with it?
Okay. Well, that roll wasn't bad. So now what am I should I click loot? I see a backpack icon and a die icon up here. What do you usually do after a round?
What would you intuitively do?
I would intuitively press the big green button that says loot
Sounds like a good plan.
and then claim rewards. So I have a die there, which is a die upgrade, right?
Yep. And so now you're going to choose a die to upgrade. So each column is one of your dice. And so in the battle, you saw that you had 4 dice that resolved one after another. Those are your 4 dice. They're in those slots. So your first die has those 4 sides on it. So, yep, those 4. And your second die has all attacks. Your third die is half and half. And then your fourth die is all blocks. And so you're going to pick one of these 4 dice and you're going to add a new face to it, changing the 4-sided die into a 5-sided die.
I see. So I have essentially 4 choices here on what I want to pull into. So I could like roll heavy into all attack. I could do all
Yep.
defense. I could do 50-50. What am I looking at the icons here? Is like this green skull poison or something or
Yeah, click it.
oh, oh, even better. You actually have a UI that tells me what I need to do. I don't even need to ask. Okay.
Fancy.
Poison, strength I'm assuming adds to my attack power.
Nailed it.
And then armor, gain 3 armor. I love it. Makes it easy. Attack all 4, block 6, and then freeze. Hmm. Hmm.
So there's 3 modifiers in the game that you should know about. There's freeze, bleed, and poison. You have all of those represented on your dice. Freeze reduces block and attack by 25%. So if you're freezing, your attack output and your block output is going to be less. Same thing for the enemies. When you're bleeding, you take 50% more damage, and poison is damage over time, and it goes through shields.
I see. So there's a lot to strategize here. This is, I guess, where the strategy really goes in, and a long
Oh
way to
yeah,
upgrade down there. Okay.
whole lot of sides that you can upgrade with.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to ask you for a strategy out this first one, or maybe I should. You said these
No,
can be
no, just go
pretty
for it.
long, right? Okay.
Go
I'm
for
going
it.
to go for my general one, which is to go all in on attack. Ooh. Okay.
Hmm,
So I was going to ask you actually, are these starting dice, does everybody always start the same or does it
correct.
randomize everyone? Okay. So it's the same, but my choices are
Correct.
will be random. Okay.
And you
Like
have to
it.
pick the die first before you can see the upgrades, and that's the tricky part with this game because you have to adapt to survive.
I see. Well, I did say what's okay, here's another thing. What is exhaust?
It's a great question. I'm glad you noticed that. Again, you're noticing things that most people don't notice on their first game. But exhaust is those 4 black triangles in the corners, and that means it's a one-time use in battle. So once it's used, it'll disappear from the die. It'll be exhausted, and then in future battles, it'll come back.
Oh. Okay. That is interesting. Score 50 points. Is that points for like total here?
So the points in the top right corner, that's the points that you get when you roll the die.
Okay,
So
but
rolling that side would give you 70 points. That's honestly that is the
oh,
only die in the game that gives you additional points just directly like that. Um,
wow,
so that one's
that
slightly
sounds
unique.
kind of rare. I'm gonna take that, which might have not
All
been
right.
the best now that I think about it, because I said I wanted to stack attack, but we did it. So,
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that side. It's a lot of block.
oh, and cool. So there's a dice here to like go for the
Ah,
magic.
yeah. So
Oh,
this is the board. You have 25 spaces until you reach the mini boss, and your dice better be good enough to take down the mini boss by the time you get there.
I see. Okay, well, we rolled. Now we're going to dive into the event. I love the meme here. We love some memes. Life or luck. Limited time offer. Act quick. This offer won't last all day. You have much time in this game, but decisions matter. Ooh, rewind your life. I gotta go life. We're gonna go
All right.
life.
So you got 8 max HP from that.
I like that. Usually on streams we get decent luck, so I'm gonna do that. So we skip that over. We got to do a battle now.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, what? Okay, this guy has an icon here.
So you can actually click on it if you want to know what the icon is.
Will debuff. Will debuff. Okay. Let's see what we get. Poison, attack, and shields. And shields are great. I don't like taking damage.
Yeah, it's true. This guy's not going to damage you right now, though, because he's just going to debuff you. So he
Oh,
froze you.
okay.
That means that your attack and your block is 25% less. So instead of attacking 4, you're doing attack 3 now.
And
instead of blocking 6, you're only blocking 4.
Oh, and I just noticed that your shield, I thought your shield might be persistent, but it's just for that round.
Yeah, it is just for that round.
Okay. Ooh.
Really unfortunate like
we
that.
rolled that bonus points, which is always awesome. There we go.
All right. Took him down.
Took him down, lost 4 life, but not bad. Not bad.
Not bad.
Let's see what we get. So we get some gold. So I'm assuming gold I'm going to be able to use down the road.
That is correct.
Okay, because it's not
you might come across a merchant that has an affinity for gold.
Love it. Love it. So this is kind of where you start strategizing. Like, do you want to just go all in on one dice? Because as you level up a dice, do the skills possibly get stronger?
No.
No. Oh,
they are
okay.
all randomly selected.
Okay. So it's not necessarily the best idea to go all in. It's probably better to spread them all out evenly, slowly.
Perhaps.
Okay, I'm going to go... Actually, I'm going to go to the first one. I'm going to confirm that. Ooh. Okay, we've got... I'm not going to go block, but attack all and attack 12 and freeze. Ooh. Decisions. I'm going to go attack freeze.
Tricky decision, ain't it?
I'm sure there's some sort of meta here to it, but we got to keep moving.
Well, of course there is. But at the same time, this is your first time playing. So
that's it.
Really, the experience of the first time is experimenting and seeing what works.
I like to go in blind for the first run and then find out what all the metas is. Although newbie's showing like, looks like a snake skull. He's like, I need this. I wonder what that could be.
You were spot on with it. It is actually called Snake Skull.
Oh, okay. And then we can do faster battles, which is always good. I'm going to go fight.
So you can actually click it multiple times, too, if you want to go even faster than that.
Okay.
4x is the fastest. Sometimes that can be really fast for new players, though.
I think I've got the gist of it. You guys make it pretty easy. I love that there's tooltips. I don't need to go into a wiki or anything like that. Lost 10 life, which isn't fantastic, but we crushed those guys quick. So do you get a die upgrade every? No, you don't. It's not every time. Is it every battle? Okay.
Yep. Every single battle you'll get one.
So I'm going to dive into, I think we need some defense. We're losing some life quick. Block 8 per monster. That seems interesting. Block 5 at the end of each turn. That actually sounds pretty strong.
I like that one a lot too.
And this guy is a big bear. I saw that. Okay, volcanic spirits. I love these like little mini things here. There's got to be so many to find. I'm betting.
There's quite a bunch, and they really shape the direction of your run too. The nice thing
Burn.
about mystery events is you're never required to lose health at a mystery event, whereas in a battle, you might lose health. So if you're close to death, you might want to try to hit the mystery events because you're guaranteed not to have to be forced to lose health there.
Yeah, but I have the option here.
You do have the option.
Burn aside. Minus what is this minus? So this is health recovery.
That is maximum health.
Maximum health. Okay. And this is
Health.
what I have right now. So I'd have to give up health now, and I'm going to give up 4 for my maximum. Might as well do it. And I have to add it to. Oh, one of these dice gets it.
Yeah, so you're burning a side. And this will remove the side from the die for the rest of the run. So the theory behind this is you want to remove the side that is the weakest, because then it makes your die stronger because you're no longer going to be rolling that weak side.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to burn that.
All right, you can check out your dice right now. So go to that die symbol, and you see it's gone. So now that die is a 4-sided die.
Oh, okay. So if I got a bad roll or whatever, something's not working. I see. Okay, good to know. And probably not the best choice now in hindsight.
Honestly, I think that's a great choice. Attack 4s are the weakest attacks in the game, so removing them from your dice is actually quite good. So where you're at right now, this is a campfire. Campfires are one of the best spots in the game because it gives you all great options. You can rest at a campfire, and you'll notice that you haven't re-healed at all in the game. So campfires are one of your only places to re-health. You can burn aside to make your dice more consistent. You can take 2 food, which are one-time consumables that you can eat before battle to make you stronger. You can take 4,000 points. So if you're really healthy and you're like, you know what, I just want to go for points, you can get points. And then finally, if you're feeling low on luck, you can grab 5 time crystals.
Wow. Okay, lots of choices here. I'm actually 40% life is looking pretty good. I'm going to grab.
Yeah, the game is called Don't Die. So the the less likely you are to die, the better.
I want that random dice there.
Hope you land on it.
Well, let's see what we get here. More events. Win 10,000 points. Just risk a few. Ooh. We go big for stream. For stream.
Oh,
Sir,
you
why?
lost 3,333 points.
Oh my god. Oh,
You're down to 1,000 points left. You don't want to play anymore, huh? I understand.
Wait, could I keep risking it there?
You could. You could risk all the way down to 0.
Oh my.
And many people do.
Well, at that point, it should have just gone for it. Okay.
That's the question, ain't it?
That is.
This game is a game full of risk and reward decisions.
I thought those guys were going to hurt me pretty bad, but
you took them down.
I took them down.
Your dice are getting stronger.
I'm going to go into this 50-50 here. Block 8 per monster. Oh, another one of those. So will this only show up once per die kind of thing?
No.
So I could just have one die that has just this consistently?
Yes, you could. Well, that's the really interesting thing about this game is you're never going to get the same build twice, ever. Because the odds of that are insanely low. And so you have to adjust your run every single time based on the things that you're seeing.
Good to know. Well, I guess I'm gonna. Oh, I can't burn. It has to have 4 sides. Okay. Okay, so I'm not gonna burn then. I want to see what these health upgrades do. Giga Juice. I wonder where that's from.
How about it?
On death, transfer poison to the next baddie. On death. Do I have revives?
On the baddie's death.
Oh, okay. By 2. Oh, well, I didn't get to choose anyways.
Yeah, you get them both.
I get them both. Okay, and I think I see the mini. Oh, that the mini boss?
This is a mini boss, but you're not at the mini boss yet. So the mini boss is always going to be at the end of the path, but you came across this mini boss in the middle. So it's known as a big baddie. Big baddies are quite deadly, especially these guys. These guys are on fire.
I see. Well, in that case, I'm gonna select me and use that just in case.
Great choice. So now your attack 4s are attack 6s, and your block 6s are block 8s.
Pretty important.
Yeah, it definitely saved you a lot of health, that's for sure. These guys can be really deadly.
Is this like the first check, as people like to say, if you made your build very wrong?
Yeah, these guys can definitely kill you if you have full health and a weak build.
Well, -5 life, I think, is pretty good.
Great.
So you got some food.
A big piece of that was the food. So knowing when to use food and what food to use is actually a huge element of the strategy in this game.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's keep going down here. So we're gonna confirm here. Attack 2 per attack side on this. Oh wow, that one seems good if you're stacking an attack. But this one gains strength. No, we're gonna go attack, and we're gonna stack attack on that dice.
Attack!
We're gonna skip this. I feel good. They're just basic attack zombies. Now, on your run that you went, what kind of strategies or tips? I know I'm trying to go in here blind, but I looked at the time. This is the one thing when you're having fun, you forget about
it just
about the
slips away,
time,
doesn't it?
Yeah. So what is your go-to like strategy?
Yeah, I think a really good way to stay alive in the beginning is to grab some attacks. That way, the best defense is a really good offense because, if you're attacking the enemies, they can't attack you back if you've killed them. So I find that if you can come out of the gate with some strong attacks, that usually goes pretty well. However, there's a lot of enemies that will have more health later in the game. So you do need a mix of blocks as well. And there's three, there's kind of like a rock, paper, scissors like relationship with a bunch of the stuff in this game. You've got blocks, you've got attacks, and you've got poison. Poison goes through block. Block blocks attack. And attack is faster than poison. So those three kind of form a triangular relationship. And you can kind of understand what your build is weak to and what you might want to bolster up if you don't have it.
Okay.
So you just took down the poison mini boss. That was Gorgonzola.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. I'm thinking my build's doing something right.
Pretty great.
Okay, so I only have slots here, so this is where it gets risky. I didn't notice that before, so I'm gonna add that. But then I guess I got to start thinking about what I'm gonna do with all this stuff. So that's 50-50. I'm gonna add here for defense. Remove all debuffs. I can be pretty strong. Block 5 at the end of each turn. I'm gonna go for that one. Although.
All right. Congratulations.
So do I go home now or?
So click home. There should be another pop-up here. That's interesting. There isn't. That might be why some people are having issues right now. So what you just played is the Fatui. That was the first time user experience. Okay. And the game actually ends at that point in time because we wanted to make sure that everybody had a great first experience. And now what happened is the rest of the practice mode has been unlocked for you. So there's more sides that exist, and the game is 4 times as long.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yep, you just got the first taste experience of it. And honestly, it's kind of funny because I'm seeing a bunch of messages in the Don't Die Discord right now that is having questions about this exact thing, because we should have a pop-up there, and it's impossible for other accounts to see this after the Fatui is done. So I actually know the answer to this thing that's having an issue right now. So thank you for this. This was great.
We're
But it should have a
debugging that.
pop-up that says, "Hey, congratulations, you just won your first game. Now the full practice mode has been unlocked. Let's go back home and check out what you can do."
Well, I guess your team or you has some stuff to repair, to fix there.
Yeah, it's weird. That was working a day ago, so it should be an instant fix.
Yeah. Well, kind of works out perfect for us because we are on the top of the hour. Otherwise, I would just keep playing because yeah, it's I love
Keep
this kind of
trying.
style of like
Oh, it's
luck
great.
and whatnot. But also with like strategy, like there is a huge amount of strategy, right? Like I'm sure a lot of people are thinking the same vein as me, like make one defense die, make one attack die. But maybe that's not the best way to do it. I don't know. I
It's practice that'll teach you, these types of experiences.
do
And
you
the interesting
have
thing about
so
this, yeah, there's tons of strategy I can go into, of course, but um, I would say that always making sure that you're dealing damage is really good, and then making sure that you have some type of AOE is important too. AOE is attack on every area of effect, so attack on every baddie, and that's the gold border sides. You have one of those to start, but you can usually get more. Poison all is a really good one to have for that.
okay, good to know. Well, Nick, maybe we barely have any time, but I did want to talk quickly about the
Oh
quests
yeah, let's do
here
it.
before we dive in. So, again, these are running till the 28th, so lots of time for people to get involved. And then we've got quest tasks. So, enter the arena, which I'm assuming is just play the game itself, right? Or is there an
Yep.
arena mode?
No, no,
Okay,
no. That's
no
it.
arena mode,
Just play
not
the
yet.
game.
Share the glory. So we want you guys to be posting your high scores on X, especially if you're beating
Absolutely.
Nick. And then stay connected, follow on X, and join in Discord, especially because you're going to be streaming. So if they want to see your tips and tricks, or even like I'm assuming your high score run there is probably recorded, right? So if they want to see what you did to get that high score, they can go back and look at that.
Absolutely. And all of my streams are recorded. So if you ever want to see, tips on strategy, that's a really good source. It'll really boost up your skill in a very quick way. So if you're wanting to be competitive in the tournament, I would recommend checking out one or two of those streams, because your mind will be opened very quickly with that. But if you want to experience the game for yourself and learn it over time, which a lot of people do, I prefer to learn games that way, then I would say just continue playing, because you'll actually pick up a lot really quickly, and you will be surprised at how fast you start getting good at the game.
Yeah, it was
For
really
example,
intuitive.
yeah, Van Ho, we played with her the other night, and she played for the first time. She had already unlocked the full practice mode, but she hadn't played it yet. She made it about 80% of the way through, and it was her first run. So,
Wow.
yeah, you can definitely get far in the game, but once you get into chapter 2 and nearer to the end, if you don't have a really good build, you're gonna get smacked.
So we didn't really go over NFTs here, but do you just want to touch on what the NFTs
Yeah,
are and what they do?
absolutely. So the NFTs in the game are very simple. They're seasonal, first of all, and they're entries into the tournament. So if you have a $1 NFT, that is a $1 entry into the prize pool in the tournament. And you can go as far as you can. There are 4 checkpoints in the game, one after the first mini boss, which is what we just saw on screen, one after the boss, one after the second mini boss, and then one after the second boss. And you can stop at any checkpoint if you don't think your run can go further. And if you're alive at the end of the season and at a checkpoint, you are able to win from the seasonal prize pool. And what that means is over the course of the game, you'll earn things called stickers. These are the cosmetics in the game, but they also increase what's known as your loot multiple. And if you win and you have a 4x loot multiple, for example, you will earn 4 times your mint entry price. So if you have a $1 NFT and you have a 4x loot multiple, you will win $4. And the way the tournament prize pool works is you're put on a leaderboard for that specific checkpoint, and 50% of the leaderboard is paid out in rank order until there's no more left. Then the remaining 50% of the prize pool is distributed at random to the remaining people that haven't won in that checkpoint yet, but your score is your odds of winning. So the higher your score is, the more likely you are to win. But most importantly, as long as you are alive, you have a shot to win. And so the most important thing about this game is don't die. And if you push too far and you push way farther than you could have gone and you die, well, then you're not going to win. You have zero shot of winning. So even if you're not the best player in the game, as long as you know that your build might not make it to the next checkpoint and you stop, that's really important. Now, the other really cool thing about this is because these are NFTs, they can be sold on the open market at will. So if you have an NFT and it's at the second checkpoint and you don't feel confident that it can make it to the third, you can list that on Magic Eden or on OpenSea, and a more skilled player might look at that and see what price you're selling it at and say to themselves, hey, you know what? I think I can take this run further. And they might purchase it from you because you might be selling it for lower than its expected value. And so that more skilled player then can turn that run around, and they just got it for a discount. You just got paid instantly, and they're going to take it and raise its value and maybe flip it to somebody else. And so there's some really cool mechanics around the fact that these are all NFTs. There's 3 tiers of NFTs. They all score exactly the same way. There is no pay to win here. There's a $1, there's a $10, and there's a $100.
Okay. And as we saw there, if you're participating in the quest, you got opportunities to get some NFTs there without even worry, without spending money. You can just get some.
Free entries into the game. We want to make sure that you get a taste of the experience, and we want you to make money, frankly. That's the coolest thing about Web3 gaming is people can make money from it. And so we want you guys to make some money. I think that's just a really cool experience. And the coolest part about it is it's skill-based. It's based on your own agency. Mm-hmm. And you are making all the choices in the game. So if you end up getting bad luck, it's because you built your dice that way.
Yeah, you got nobody else to blame in the end, right? Like you have rewinds. If your luck's really
rewinds.
Bad.
You chose to go further in the game. You could have stopped earlier. It's so funny because whenever I play and I die, I think about, did I actually make the right decisions? And funnily enough, I can usually find 1 or 2 key mistakes that I made that I was like, you know what? If I had done that differently or done that better or made a better decision there, I wouldn't have died. And so it's a really interesting mechanic. Surprising how often that works.
You said there's more chapters. Is this like infinite? Can you just keep going and it will generate it, or will you eventually hit like the last boss?
We of course want there to be an end, because if it's just infinite, then people will feel like it's just never ending. And then some people will find a way to break the game. It happens. Yes. It will automatically happen no matter what. So there is an end to the game. We currently only have 2 chapters, 4 checkpoints. In the future, there will be a 3rd chapter. We have that already planned. Will there be a 4th? Debatable. I think we'll probably cap it at 3, because once we hit 3 chapters, it's probably a 45-minute experience, and it starts getting too long after that. So we want to respect your time and make sure that it's a fun and repeatable experience rather than something that takes your whole day.
I guess it really comes down to what the community wants, though. If they want to spend more time on it, right, and they want a 4th chapter, that's never off the table kind of thing.
Look, if they want to play more, then they should play another run. Frankly, it's a question of balance, and some of the really incredible sides in this game can make your build go absolutely exponential, and it's just astonishing. Like for example, you had dice that do attack 4, right? Some of the best players in the game can be doing 1,000, 2,000 damage in a single turn.
Oh wow! With
a single die, and sometimes I've actually gotten, I think it was 600 damage from an attack 4 die. So things can get pretty bonkers crazy in this game. So that's why we're capping it at 3 chapters, because some of these builds will go to the freaking moon.
Oh my God. Okay, well, Nick, we are at the top of the hour, and you're probably a busy guy, so really appreciate you. Oh man. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to join, and I'm going to be playing some more today. I'm going to be trying to grind these leaderboards. Maybe I'll dethrone you.
I can't wait to see you on the leaderboards. I can't wait to be giving you NFTs. and I can't wait to be cheering you on when you finish chapter 2 with an incredible 100K score, because it's going to happen. I can tell.
It's gonna
I know
happen.
it.
I'm gonna
have the
save you
sense.
guys.
You have the sense in there. I think you're going to be able to do it within like 3 or 4 games, actually.
I probably will.
But we'll see.
Give it a few hours, and I'll be hitting you up on Twitter there. I'll be adding Don't Die.
Please do.
Awesome. Well, Nick, thank you so much for joining, man. I will let you go now. And guys, check out Don't Die if you haven't already. And we'll see you in game. Hopefully on
and
the
before we go, we do have a referral leaderboard that's coming. So the referrals are live right now. You can generate your unique referral code on the homepage. It's on that little hamburger menu. It says referrals. If you use it and somebody else pays for an NFT in the game, you will get 10%. You will get 10% of whatever they spent towards your own NFTs, which means you can play for free, essentially. And that's an amazing thing. We love that. We want you to be able to play for free. And we will have a referral leaderboard going live on the 23rd with the tournament. There's going to be 5K in USDC in prizes for that. So if you're excited about this game, if you like the game, share it with your friends. Frankly, this is the only way that this game will live forever, is if lots of people are playing it and lots of people like it. So we kind of are an indie game. We made this entire game for 100K in 9 months with a single dev. It's kind of an insane story, given where Web3 is. But we would really love your support. If you like a game like this, please show the support, spread the word, tell your friends. We're really excited to be debuting it.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Nick. And guys, don't die.
Don't die. Bye, y'all.
Cheers. Bye.